The following morning, we woke up and we're like, people are now appreciating us. Oh, thank you so much for distributing the song. Thank you so much. We have the song now on stream platform. Now we go, what's going on here? Who distributed the song? Then we went online. We saw that the song has been distributed across streaming platform. Immediately I called my wife. I said, what's going on? Someone has distributed it. So, but fortunately for us, it hadn't gone too far. My wife was able to
rein it back in. See, this is why you had to get married.
Oh.
See? Hi TBN family, today I'm joined by a man who describes himself as a worship leader and a musician living a life of impact. All the way from Lagos, Nigeria, I'm here with Victor Thompson.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you for inviting us into your home away from home.
Yeah, I'm glad.
It's such a pleasure to be here today.
Yeah, it's an honor. I stand on it. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for having me. So to kickstart, before we get into everything that the viewers want to know and everything like that, I want to play a fun game with you because I feel like we need to break the ice,
okay,
get past all the barriers to then have fun.
Okay.
So this is a game that's supposed to be fun. So I hope you find it fun.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you a little bit of questions, and what you're going to do is you're just going to tell me which one you'll rather. So it's called Would You Rather.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you the scenarios and you tell me what you'd rather. So I've got 15 questions.
15?
Yeah. You said you like games. So we'll play this game.
Okay.
And it's also a chance for our viewers to get to know you. So through these answers, I'm sure they'll, you know how people are, they'll just think if he prefers this, then that means he likes that, really. So we'll see how we go.
Let's
see how we go. So the first question is, would you rather have universal respect or unlimited power?
Power, respect. Power, respect. Respect.
Respect? Cool. You don't get that long to think about it now. Because I feel like you're very calculated. You're like, actually, no. So you don't get that long. So would you rather give up air conditioning and heating for the rest of your life or give up the internet for the rest of your life?
Why is it difficult? It's so difficult to make this kind of choice. Okay.
Air conditioning?
Air conditioning, internet. Air conditioning.
Wow. And you live in Lagos, okay.
Air conditioning. Because Lagos is already very hot, so we're used to it.
Okay.
We just move base.
Would you rather labor under a hot sun or extreme cold?
Hot sun.
Okay. Would you rather never be able to go out during the day or never be able to go out at night?
Why don't you ask me why I chose hot sun?
It doesn't. They'll decide.
Okay.
Okay. Why did you choose hot sun?
Because there is always ice block and ice water or cold water to cool it off.
Okay. Yeah. So my last question was: would you rather never be able to go out at night, or never be able to go out during the day?
During the day.
During the day. Why are you a night owl?
Oh, I love my nighttime.
Okay. All right. Would you rather have a personal maid or a personal chef?
Personal maid. I already have a personal chef.
Oh, your wife, of course. Would you rather be royalty 1,000 years ago or an average person today?
That's difficult.
Why is that difficult?
Average person today.
Okay. Why?
1,000 years ago.
Yeah, royalty 1,000 years ago.
What's happening 1,000 years ago? I'm living for the moment now.
Okay. Would you rather always be 10 minutes late or always be 20 minutes early?
20 minutes early.
Okay. I feel ashamed. I would rather be 20 minutes late.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like no matter what I do, I have to be late.
You have to be late?
It just happens. It's just like it's almost in my DNA.
The thing is, I don't like people waiting for me, and I don't like waiting for people either.
Okay.
So don't wait for me. I don't want to wait for you.
Yeah.
Just be early.
Okay. I'll aspire to be 20 minutes early now. All right. Would you rather have a pause or a rewind button in your life?
Rewind button.
Okay. Why is that? So you could change scenarios.
I have so much.
See, I knew it. Would you rather always have a full phone battery or a full tank of gas?
Tank of gas. I could charge the phone with the...
with the car. See what you did there. Yeah. Would you rather oversleep every day for a week or not get any sleep at all?
Oversleep.
You didn't even wait for me to finish.
Oversleep.
You rather oversleep every day.
Oh, my wife will tell you that.
Okay. Cool. So
I
you're
love my
asleep. See, so we know that you're a sleeper.
I love my sleep.
We know that you prefer hot weather instead of the cold because you have the ice water to cool you down. Okay, so we're learning a lot here. All right. Would you rather take amazing selfies but look terrible in all the other photos, or be photogenic everywhere but in your selfies?
Photogenic everywhere.
But in your selfies. So when you take a photo of yourself.
So I don't need the selfies to show you guys that I'm good.
Okay. So you don't take selfies then?
Well, I don't take, go through my page, I don't take selfies as much.
Okay, all right.
I need to show you guys the full outfit and everything.
All right, I love it. I love it. I love it. Would you rather be able to take back anything you say, or hear any conversation that is about you?
Take back anything I say.
Okay. See, I would rather the opposite.
No, I'm not interested in hearing anything you say about me.
Why not?
Just a waste of time.
Okay.
Because you don't even care about me that much. Yeah, because after you said what you said about me, you've moved on to the next thing. Like, you're hungry.
Okay.
Like, you know?
Yeah, all right, I see. Would you rather lose all your friends but keep your BFF, or would you lose your BFF but keep the rest of your buddies?
Keep my BFF.
Yeah.
Lose everybody else.
Yeah, I'm here for that. Ride or die, loyalty to the end. Would you rather have people spread a terrible lie about you, or have people spread terrible but true tales about you?
Say that again.
Would you rather have people spread a terrible lie about you, or have people spread terrible but true tales about you?
Let's move on to the next one.
No, you got to answer.
The thing is, personally, I don't really care. Okay. So whatever you say,
it doesn't affect
anything.
Yeah.
So
I hear you. I'd rather the lie though. Spread the terrible lie, because it's a lie. It's not true.
So, but how doesn't that affect you in any way?
Well, no, because it's a lie.
Because if you care so much about what people say, though.
No, but a lie is a lie. Like it's
no,
but the truth is the truth.
It will still eat you up somehow, because you care about what people say.
Yeah, in a way, but it's less of an impact.
Oh, you know,
when
that's when it will hit even harder.
Okay. Well, it ain't happened, so and we pray that it won't in Jesus' name. Would you rather be the absolute best at something that no one takes seriously, or be average at something well respected?
Best at something. Don't take me seriously, but you know.
Great. So that concludes this.
Oh, so how did I do?
They're all going to make up their minds about you now.
Yeah, so how did I do?
I don't know. It's either or either. No, I feel like it's just...
But next time, I think I'll bring my would you rather as well.
Yeah? Do you have a would you rather for me?
Would you rather sing or have a very ice bath?
The ice bath. I'll do the I'll do the ice bath, because I just feel like I just don't want any terrible anything of me out there. And yeah, I don't think I can sing, so definitely the ice bath. I'll do the ice bath. I'll take that.
Wow.
Do you know what? And they say, do you know what?
Like,
lately, a lot of people are doing them. Apparently, it's like really good for you. So I'll do the ice bath.
Okay.
I'm like that. Like anything that's good for me, I like that.
Okay.
So I'll do the ice bath. Do the ice bath. But that was a fun game.
Yeah,
I feel like I got to know you.
Yeah, so much fun.
And I don't think all your answers, to be honest, I would have chosen similar things.
Really?
Yeah, I would have chosen similar things. Where I disagreed, I did say. So that was like one or two, but everything else was good.
It was so much fun.
Well done.
Yeah.
We've grown a stronger relationship now. So now I can ask you about who you are. There's so little about you out there. And even when I was like coming here to meet, I was thinking, oh my gosh, this guy's got like absolutely, I don't know. You were like the hardest research I've ever done.
That's not true.
And I was just like, oh wow, Lord, you're gonna have to take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel all the way. But I feel like I need to know your testimony. I've seen you do so many things, and I know your name through like your deep worship sessions and everything. And I just want to know you, and I feel like our viewers also want to get to know you. So tell us your story.
Yeah, so this is Victor Thompson, and you saying I'm the hardest, Victor, that's not true. But truthfully, deliberately, I decided not to put so much things out there. But you could still pick some pieces here and there, make make up the puzzle, everything, you know. So, but
Why is that though?
I think it's just I'm not just the very outspoken or very. I like to be very not secretive. My wife broke that ice a long time ago, but I just like to keep to myself and not let too much out. But my name is Victor Thompson, like you know already. Victor Ufoma Thompson Omafuagbaro from Delta State, Urobo to be precise, Nigeria. So if all my brothers and sisters are watching, they'll be very proud of me right now. Yeah.
That's amazing.
So do you have like a village you're from?
Where I'm from,
Yeah.
I'm from Jamaica. So I'm from Kingston, Jamaica.
Kingston.
So in Jamaica, we have parishes. And then on each parish, we have like the different areas.
So that sounded so posh.
No,
No. I'm talking about villages. She's talking about parishes.
Do you know what? The life is not that much different.
So mine is Okpara Eland. That's what we call it. That's my village.
So my village then would be Ligony. I'm from a place.
Ligony.
So it's Kingston. It's in Kingston, but it's. Do you know what? I'm going to stop because then it goes deeper and then it's very suburban. So if anyone in Jamaica is watching,
they'll
be like, oh, that's an uptown girl. But I'm simple. I'm a very simple uptown girl.
Oh, that's good to know. So I'm from Delta State, Nigeria, and I'm from a family of 7.
Wow.
My dad had 3 wives. My mom was the last wife. And I'm the last of the 7.
Oh wow, 7 children.
Yeah,
So you're the
of the 7
youngest.
Yeah.
Wow, you didn't give me like younger child vibes.
Really? No. How do younger children behave?
Because I'm from a big family, and I'm a middle child, so I've got middle child syndrome like all the way.
Okay.
all the middle child stuff. But the younger ones are always like the apple of their parents' eye. It's like nobody else matters. It's like they're the last one. So it's like, you're my precious.
Mm-hmm. I was their precious.
See?
I was. And I'm sure, I think you're the first person saying I don't have that last child.
Yeah, because you're so like humble and like softly spoken. And
last children are not humble.
Well, my siblings... Sorry, because they're going to be watching. Oh gosh, do you know what? It's about you. It's about you. Come on.
But wait for me. Just watch me twist this all around most times. So yeah, last child of the 7, and it was a very, very tough one growing up. You know, I lost both of them at a very young age.
Both your parents?
Yeah, both parents at a very young age, and my dad passed first. And life was pretty good before he passed. Yeah. But the moment he passed, my mom and I had to move out of the house, and the journey began from there. The tough journey began from there. You know, we had to move to different apartment. I won't call that an apartment. I think I'm polishing the whole thing. We moved somewhere. Accommodation was terrible, you know. Then my mom could not get used to. She was not used to that kind of life. So just few years down the lane, she passed, and I grew up almost all alone.
Wow.
Yeah, no father, no mother, no sibling.
And what age were you around this time?
I was in my teens then. I think I was in my teens then.
So early teens.
Early teens. Yeah. Very early teens.
Wow.
So because the moment he passed, everyone went their separate ways.
So you used to live with your 3 wives, all the siblings and everyone, or?
Yeah, all my siblings were together.
Yeah, wow.
All my siblings were together.
What was that like?
It was beautiful. It was a peaceful family.
Nice.
You know, everyone was interested in everyone's business, but the moment he passed, there were so much rancors and everything, so everyone had to go separate ways. So I and my mom went our separate ways, went somewhere else. The other family went their own ways, and
so you were the only biological child
for my mom. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was terrible.
Yeah.
We couldn't get a place to sleep. It got that bad, you know. And at some point, we had to look for this abandoned property. Like, how will I put it now that you'll understand it? Like a massive land full of what's it called? Just a bush, basically. And we found a way to clear just one part of it and lay our heads, So sun, the rain, everything will come meet us there.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was that bad. But my mom couldn't cope and she passed. So that was left with me. Then that was when I went on the street. I did all kinds of business, name it. I sold alcohol. If I'm saying alcohol, then I am painting it properly. So there's something in Nigeria that we call guguru. People from the south side will understand that. So alcohol, I sold. I sold weed, but I never smoked. I sold weed. I hawked. I don't know if you know what hawking is.
No, explain.
Oh, what does it mean to hawk now? We have like traffic situations in Nigeria. You guys experience traffic here too, like.
So like at a stoplight or.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So in those traffics now, you see people trying to sell things.
Yes.
That's hawking.
Yeah. Okay.
So I hawked pure water. Now you know what hawking means.
Yeah.
So I hawked pure water in the afternoons, in the evenings. Then I come back to sell my alcohol and everything because that's when I get my. I did for organizing, show making. Name the business.
You've done it.
I've done it.
You're a hustler. That's what we call it today.
I did all sort of businesses, and then even when I was going into secondary school, because it took me time before I got into you guys call it college here.
And you had to get yourself into that.
Yeah, so and most times they had this what's it called now? When parents come to visit their kids and everything, parents come to visiting days.
Okay.
Yeah. Parents bring
so it
food
was
stuff.
like you're a resident kind of college. You lived there.
I got a scholarship to
amazing.
college. Yeah, so and I was resident there, and parents would come with food and everything, just play around with their kids. Just one day, that's called visiting. I think they do it once in 2 months or thereabout. But then I just stand there and
no
one was coming for me all through the years in college, and no one was coming for me. And
so your mum didn't have siblings either? It was just your mum, or was there like a disconnect in the family there?
I think it's a very, very disjointed family where when they need something from you, that's when they remember you.
Yeah.
So my mom and dad were like the givers.
Yeah.
So when things turned for them, no one was coming to anybody's,
Yeah.
And that was the situation of the family at the time. And our siblings, I didn't even know where they were because they didn't care. They didn't care about it. And most times while I was in college, I would sneak out of the school to go do 1 or 2 jobs just to get money,
Yeah.
And that was the situation growing up. Just touching it here and there. But it was a very rough one growing up.
Yeah, it sounds it.
Yeah, it was a very rough one growing up.
And yet still, I wouldn't have thought that, because like now meeting you and even speaking to you before now, you're so humble and gentle and just so peaceful. No.
The thing is, what is there not to be peaceful about, What is there? I've seen so much.
Yeah.
I saw so much that I didn't trust anyone because the people that we trusted, that were family, actually turned their backs on us, and it broke me and it shaped my mind from that point. It shaped my mind growing up. I didn't trust anyone. I don't want you to come into my life. Don't come into my space, and I won't invade yours either.
Yeah.
It was just like I had my own back.
Yeah.
I had my own back. It was just me basically. And
wow. So talk us through the moment where you encountered God and life changed.
I found God not willingly. Like I said, there was no one in the picture, not a single soul in the picture. And I'm going to give a shout out to a woman she was also an official in the school, but every time she notices something is wrong with me, she brings foodstuffs for me. She brings like cereals and everything, maybe once in 3 months. And
she's like an angel.
Yeah. And she just calls me to her office and she's like, no, I have that for you. Just take it. And I'm like, who are you? You know, there was a time in school, then in college, because we all wear this this uniform. I don't know if they do it here. There's this uniform we wear. Everyone has to wear that uniform. And I've worn mine to the point where we have holes behind my pocket, like holes behind my shirt. It was a short knicker. So instead of me tucking in, because you need to tuck in the shirt, it got so bad that
Had to wear it out.
I couldn't. I had to wear it out.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, "Oh, you have to tuck this in." So the shame of tucking it in, then you seeing all the holes and the patches. This same woman at some point called me. I was sort of like, I've spoken to the person in uniform department. I told her to give you one, just and till tomorrow. I bless God for that woman. And going back to how I found God, it wasn't willingly. So there was no one to talk to. I didn't know who to trust.
Yeah.
So I just talked to God because I felt like someone was carrying me through the whole process.
Yeah.
And most times it started as soliloquy, like I was talking to myself. But then what started as soliloquizing, I started getting responses back.
So what are some of the things that you would say?
Yeah, just like normal stuff. Like I don't even know what to do right now. How do I get this thing to eat? Or where do I live to? You know, sometimes in college, in secondary school, you don't stay all through. There has to be a break.
Yeah.
So you have to go back home.
Yeah. So like a summer break or winter break, half term.
Yeah. So and sit down and I'm like, so where do I go to? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I see them like, so we're on break now. Where do I go to? Because there's no home. There's no home to go to. And there was a point I got I don't want to call it apartment. I think I'm becoming too tush to be. So there's this place I got. It's a wooden house. It's a wooden house, and most times I'll go back there. Then we'll back to school, come back again. It was a very rough moment, but then, like I said, what's that like soliloquizing? I started getting responses back. Like, okay, so where do I go? What do I do? Then I get the inner voice. Tell me, okay, why not do this one? Why not do this one? Then it became that comfort for me. Then it became the voice of a friend. So for every step I take, I'm like, so what's the next thing? What do you think I should do? So I started talking to God like I was seeing him.
Yeah.
And that was that moment for me.
Wow.
Where I realized that, oh, you know what? I've got somebody. But then I still haven't received the life of Christ. I still haven't received him, like openly declare Christ as my savior and everything. Yeah. It was just living through life and head knowledge and everything.
Yeah. So what did the voice sound like? Just to kind of explain?
Just a very small, still voice, that friendly voice telling him, you know what, go this way. And I used to be very troublesome. Yeah. Oh, in those moments, I've seen life. So I used to be very, very troublesome. I love to fight a lot because... Oh, my goodness. I love to fight. I go for trainings every Saturday then, you know, because these are guys that patronize my business. You need to understand that I was in
You have to take your territory.
I had to just take this territory. And they can't see you as weak.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you need to step up to their standards for them to be able to do business with you. So I was the street guy, fight here and there. It was terrible. Yeah. But along the line, I found God. Really, truthfully found God. Like, finally accepted Christ as my Lord and Savior. But that was much more later.
And what prompted that? Like, when was the day when you understood what that was, like the salvation prayer and surrendering?
Do you know, before that time, I was already a music director. I was already directing choirs here and there. You know, I was...
So you were in, like, going to church?
Oh, I've been a church boy all my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
So whilst your mum was alive?
Yeah, I've been a church boy all my life. You know, I've been singing in the choir for long, even without knowing what I was doing. Yeah. You know, sometimes we can be very, very close to God, but not
so far.
yet so far, So, but then I was the church one, the choir one, and everything. But something was still missing. I felt like I had really accepted. I didn't know that you still have to accept the life or the salvation prayer and everything. But this day, while I was in church, the pastor made a call. I was like, okay, he said so many things. You might be offering services to God. I'm sure God actually put those words in his mouth, because that wasn't the first time he's been making.
Yeah, he's been making
calls.
Yeah.
He's been making altar calls. And I was a strong member in the church. I was a strong member in the choir. But that day, those specific words, like if you've been ordering, giving services, doing so many activities in church, but still haven't received the life of Christ, this is a call. I felt like God was just right there talking to me, like, I know we are friends, but come out and accept me like you mean.
It's
so,
like I speak to you in here, but now it's time for you to, this is it's now time
be
for
sure.
you to engage. Like I'm loyal to you now. You loyal to me.
Yeah. So it was at that point I came out and
Wow, that's an amazing journey. Wow, now knowing that, it's like I can see why it's not something that you just see anywhere on social media about you. Because that's a very
it's a deep place.
It's a deep place, So thank you so much for sharing that with me. Thank you so much for trusting me with that. So outside of all of these things, so you've met God, you've been in the choir at church, and then you became the music director at church as well. And then how I know you, or how I became familiar with you, is through the YouTube deep worship sessions that you do. So can you just talk to me a little bit about how, what led you to that place? Like what was the vision and purpose behind all of that?
So I've not been fame driven. I've never been fame driven. It's been always living a life of impact. Like I want to go through life. I want to go through your life and leave imprint and leave marks. So when I started, my wife actually helped me start. She inspired me to start this process, and I started Love Friday. I started the worship sessions. It started from covers. Then I started seeing people's comments like, oh, your voice is amazing. You bless me. And I needed to take it deeper.
Yeah.
And it went beyond just doing those covers to a time with God. So we've had many occasions where we just sit down with cameras, we record, we have deep fellowship, and we don't even post it. And it will be like, God will say, that one is for me. Sometimes the clips won't even come on. And I'm like, why? What's happening? That session was deep. That was amazing. And God will be like, no, I needed that time. Just you and I alone with these guys. We've had times where we gathered a lot of people, my friends and everybody. I think we were about 50 in the room. And we had the cameras were everywhere. 50.
Wow.
We had cameras and it was heavenly. When we're done, the clips won't come up. The guy tried to revive it and everything. Well, my wife just told me, God said that was for him. So what inspired it? I saw that a lot of people were finding it difficult to keep up with the Sunday routine. They just go to church on Sundays and during the weekdays from Monday to Saturday, they're just there. Sunday they go back to church again and try to. So I was like, you know what? Because I've experienced this thing or I'm experiencing it, I need to invade people's homes.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you're doing, just put it on.
Yeah.
And let's see how the fire of the Holy Ghost will not catch you with what you're doing. I just wanted to invade people's homes. Whatever you're doing, you still have the time to just put it on and do whatever you're doing. That was the idea. That was the vision behind it. Just enter into homes and give peace, enter into homes and spark up fire. That was the vision. And then I keep seeing feedbacks, I see reviews, and I'm like, someone will say, I'm at work now, and I just couldn't stop crying. And with my headphones on, I just couldn't stop crying.
I'm one of those people.
You know, and so many testimonies. One says, I wake up in the morning. Some say, I couldn't even go to bed. I couldn't sleep. But the moment I put this on, I slept like a baby. Even your dream, I want to still invade that dream. So what you're thinking Jesus, that was the idea. That was the vision behind it.
Wow. And I can tell you that it's been very impactful. I can testify to that because I've been one of those people,
Oh, bless God.
That's been, I get into work and it's just like, I'm just like, oh, okay. I just feel like, and I just pop it on and it's like, okay, the Lord, you're here. Your presence is here. The anointing that these sessions carry, it's definitely, I can testify that it's not short of what you just said it was.
I tell you. That's the idea. That's the idea.
God is definitely present in what you're doing. So are these like basically it's your personal worship time?
Yeah, just my personal.
And then you just start to now see things that God's shown you about other people. And then you start to prophesy all those things. Have you had testimonies back about, specific things that you've prophesied?
Yeah, so many testimonies that I read about. And the thing is, I don't like to dwell on those things most times. I don't want a situation where I don't want to even get to that point where I'll check if it gets into my head or not. So I don't want to get to that point. So when I say, bless God, and I move on. So most times I don't even go through those testimonies or reviews, but I see a lot of testimonies when people share with me, like, look at what just happened. Or some people on my team will just go and check. They'll send a screenshot of testimonies to me, specific testimonies, like what I said or something. We've had so many like that, but I don't dwell in those testimonies. I don't like to. But I still give all the glory back to God for it.
Yeah. So you basically kind of said, you weren't after fame or anything. You just wanted to invade people's homes. But did you expect this level of success, this level of impact through doing what you're doing? Did God show you anything about where you were going with what you were doing?
No, so God didn't show me exactly where I was going, even though He says to me that it's going to be massive.
Wow.
Yeah. So prior to my marriage, before I got married, because I kept asking God in the place of prayer, I said, you know what, please, I'm ready for this new level. When is it going to come? I'm ready. Then it goes until you get married. I'm like, why do I need to get married? Just open these doors. I need some things, So he keeps telling me, until you get married. Then 2017, I decided, you know what, I was going to get married. I started making plans for marriage. Immediately I go back from South Africa. I was on The Voice, Nigeria. So I go back from there and I was making plans already. We drew out the marriage plans and everything. But it didn't work out. Then I was like, you see, I tried. So release all these things to me. I'm tired of what this level, release this.
I don't think there's any Christian that's never been like, God, come on, where is it?
And it was like, no, until you get married. I'm like, I'm not ready for marriage. I don't even have the resources yet. I don't have this. Okay, you know what? Just give me a little bit of these resources. That's how I talk to God. We go back and you know what? Give me a little bit of this thing. Give me a little bit of this thing. I promise you I'll get married.
Did that happen?
He didn't do it.
He wouldn't be our father if he did.
So it didn't happen that way. And finally, I got married, and I even told my wife, I said, see, look at what God is telling me. He says, it's taking me into a new level. He said, it's taking me into something massive. But then I need to get married. I said, well, why are you asking me to get married before you open these things? But when I got married, the third month after marriage, things started shifting for me. And that was my first event, my worship event I did. And from that moment till now, I noticed the shift in my ministry and everything. So there was this shift already. But he told me about where it's taking me, but he didn't show me the specific picture or something like, okay, he didn't even show me the process, like you move from this point A to point B or something, or I'm going to take you on this stage or take you on this. but he actually told me that I'm bringing you into something massive, but something different.
Yeah. So did he show you then why you had to wait until marriage?
I sensed it. The thing is, fame comes with, especially when it has to do with the music industry, whether you be Christian or you spiritual or something. There are so many distractions, especially when it comes to ladies. There's so many distractions in terms of ladies and everything. So, and I figured that God needed to position me and keep me grounded, keep me focused. Like, you know what? You have your wife. Most times you see ladies running, oh, sir, sir, and my wife is there. Can I take a picture? My wife says, oh, bring the phone. Let me take a picture for you.
She's your biggest cheerleader. It's like, okay.
I'm telling you. Then you see ladies, you see DMs like, are you taking? There's so many DMs, so many distractions here and there. And it got to a point, I just heard the word like, I needed to keep you grounded because of the weight of what I'm keeping in your hands.
Yeah. Wow.
So then I reckon, okay, because one big thing that could bring any great man down with women.
Thanks for sharing that. So guys, did you hear that? You explained that, these worship sessions are basically your personal kind of like times of worship and stuff like that. But then you've got collaborations in some of your worship sessions as well. So you have like other artists like Falabi Newell and those people. So how do you know when to collaborate and when it's personal, worship? And even now, I'm sure you record things and you probably hear God say to you, this one's for me. Like that one doesn't go anywhere. So how do you balance that and discern through that process?
We have the Spirit of God to test. And when we see through worship, it's just very clear.
Yeah.
And most times I'm not a believer in everything that happened with me or with my life has been divinely orchestrated. So nothing happens by accident. Even we having this now, it's not by accident, and there's a life that will still be transformed by listening to this. So nothing happened with me by accident. Everything is divinely orchestrated. So with Falabi Noel and other artists that we've collabed with for the worship session, it's just been divinely orchestrated. Sometimes we don't even plan it. Most times we don't even plan it. And sometimes be like, you know what? For Falabi's case, I message Falabi, I'm like, I want us to do something. It's like, bro, this thing has been in my spirit.
Yeah.
You see the connection right there.
Yeah.
So, and I just knew that God was in this. So straight away, and the same thing with my other friends that we've done stuff together in with the worship sessions. And the testimonies, we see them. And we see the reasons why God actually brought this together.
Yeah. That's so good. That's so good. That, it's even in this, it's still, I'm waiting on God to just move things.
Yeah,
I'm waiting on God to do things.
There's been several approach. So many people have approached me and even my management, like, please, I want to do a session with Victor Thompson. And we just drag a little bit.
God.
When you tell them you're waiting on God, you'll be sounding too spiritual. So just let's see if it happens, But then you see it not happening, and I don't have issues with you because most times God knows how to sneak me out of issues without having issues with my friends or my guys. I don't know if you understand that. So if you approach me now and you want to have a session with me or something, I might not tell you no. I'm like, okay.
Oh, so you wait on the Lord to say no. Wow, okay.
But he knows how to sneak me out. I still don't have issues.
I like that one. I'll wait for the Lord to tell you no. I'm not going to personally tell you no. The Lord is going to tell you. Wow, yeah. I like that. Because I guess it just lessens that awkward thing.
That's it.
And it's not me hurting you. It's not me. It's not me. I like that. So with this, like moving forward with your deep worship sessions, has God revealed to you, where He plans on taking you next with this as well? Because it's already big. It's already huge. You have like millions and millions of views on some of the stuff you put out in these worship sessions. So what's next for this?
Yes, so and that's why we took it from just the me space to the audience now. Like we started something called Worship Court, and we're taking it around the world, just taking deep worship to people all over the world. Just come as you are, and let's just enjoy His presence, you know. But so that's the next phase now, because when we go back to ask God, so what's the next thing after doing this one? What's the next thing? He keeps saying, keep doing it.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Because it's still having the impact.
Yes, keep doing what you're doing. So even with the worship court all over the world, with the audience, still we won't stop, or I won't stop the intimate, just me time and the deep, spontaneous worship that everyone is.
And so far,
used
when
to.
you've done that, how have the audience responded?
It's been amazing. It's been amazing. We did in Lagos, Nigeria. We did in Warri, Nigeria. And it's been mind-blowing.
Where are you off to next?
Should I let the cat out of the bag?
Yeah. Wait, am I invited though? Is it?
Definitely, you get an invite. Don't worry, you get an invite first
Well,
time.
you don't have to tell them that.
Yeah. But it's been amazing. It's been
No, but
amazing.
let the cat out of the bag.
No
You're here
way,
now.
no way, no way. They should watch out for it.
Okay, all right. Where can they look for this?
Yeah, on all socials. And
Yeah,
if they need more, they should check on TBN UK. You see.
Okay, all right. So it's interesting. I think one thing that I feel prompted to kind of say is how God has really moved in your life, because you were on The Voice Nigeria in 2017,
Yeah.
and that wasn't even your kind of I don't want to say rise to fame, because you've never been on the quest to fame, but that wasn't the thing that actually how people came to really know you and really, start to kind of subscribe to your channel or anything like that. It was literally through you just following God.
Yeah.
So I thought that was just important to kind of bring out. Actually, you just kind of stayed submitted. You stayed serving.
That's it. Because in 2017, when I was on The Voice Nigeria, I didn't even have a YouTube page. I started YouTube 2018. Yeah.
When you released your first song.
Yes. When I released my first song. That was the first time on YouTube. So 2017, I was not on YouTube then, and that was not when people started, because I prefer my life was blessed.
Yeah.
To your voice is amazing. So I just stayed serving and just trying and wanting to see people's life transform and see people get closer to God. And we are here now.
Yeah, and it's been a journey.
Yeah,
it's been a good one.
Amazing.
It's been a good one. I mean, from all of what you've been through to where you are now, I'm sure you are just looking back like, whoa.
It's unbelievable, actually. It's unbelievable. Looking back, I'm like, it's been a journey, man.
Whoa. So what has kept you anchored in
there's been a series of scriptures.
Share some.
Yeah, so the first one was is my shepherd, I shall not want. And He prepares a table before me. It's in one of my songs, in the presence of my enemies, because at that time, I thought everyone was my enemy.
Yeah.
Because I said earlier, I didn't trust anybody.
Yeah.
So I had just one friend that was pulling me through. And
that was the Holy Spirit.
And that was just the scripture for me. It leads me beside the still water, it restored my soul. And that was it. And it got to a point, my favorite scripture, again, that held me was I won't see the wind, I won't see the rain, but the valley will be filled with water. And I'm like, okay. And then I kept going. Then it came again. The path of the just shines brighter and brighter. And every time, God began to position my mind in the right direction. And so for every time I'm faced with anything, I trust God completely because I know everything I need, He has supplied.
Yeah, amen. You've been on YouTube doing your deep worship sessions. We know that you release music. You started releasing your first single in 2018. And then you recently released the song This Year. And that has just been like, you've crossed over into a new path, because we're used to knowing you as the deep worshipper, releasing like the contemporary worship music, but now you've crossed over into the Afro beats, giving us the vibes, giving us all those good things that we love, into that genre. So what stirred that up for you? Like, what was it that called you into, writing that song? Like, how did the song even come about?
Yeah. So many times when people ask me how the song comes about, it makes me laugh, because the song was just for enjoyment. It was Christmas. I'm sure this should be like the 60th time anybody heard this. It was Christmas, and we just finished jollof rice. My wife made the best. She makes the best meal ever.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try her.
Yes,
jollof,
you make
because I
the
do
best
love a
meal
bit of
ever.
jollof.
I go to restaurants and I'm like, what are you guys doing? You need to come for lectures.
See, I'm like that with Caribbean food, I just feel like, my nan can do it. So it's like when I go to, I'm just like, I don't even want to go to a Caribbean restaurant.
You see?
Because you've got the goodness at
Yeah,
home.
yeah. So
I
goodness and
completely
mercy is
get that.
actually pressing me
So
down.
I'm coming around yours for the jollof rice then, and you come around mine for the rice and peas with your wife.
Okay, no problem. So we'll try it. So we had the rice, and she prepared everything. And immediately after, we had breakfast. Was it breakfast or lunch? My guys were around, my friends and brothers were around, and we just started vibing, just started having a good time. The next thing, because in my family, we're very big on declarations and gratitude and everything.
Yeah.
So we're just like, okay, it's a new year. We're just happy. What do we see next year? We just started vibing, and it just stuck on me. I just like, you know what? Bring the microphone. Bring everything, because we're always with our gears, everything.
Yeah.
Like, bring everything.
Always working.
Let's record this on the spot. So we recorded it on the spot.
Oh, so you didn't actually like sit down and write this or anything like that?
No. So my wife's voice actually in that song. She was just like, I think this year lesson. My wife she brought most of the lyrics in that song.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Shout out to Henrietta.
Yeah. Then my brothers as well. Brought some of the lyrics, and they were just around bringing things. People, this one. I said, what did you say? Bring it. Okay. And we recorded the song, and it was perfect. We dropped the song on social media. It was not for distribution. It wasn't for distribution. So we dropped it on social media.
Fun.
Just fun.
Wow.
We dropped it on social media, and it was everywhere. Then people were now like, please distribute this song. We'd like to have the song on streaming platforms. Like, it's not for distribution. Don't worry about it. The following morning, we woke up.
So you actually didn't even want to cross over into Afrobeats like that. You didn't.
See,
it wasn't like a whole moment.
That's what I'm telling you. That everything with me has been divinely orchestrated.
Yeah, he orders your steps.
Everything. I'm telling you. So the following morning, we woke up and we're like, people are now appreciating us. Oh, thank you so much for distributing the song. Thank you so much. We have the song now on the streaming platform. And we go, what's going on here? Who distributed the song? Then we went online. We saw that the song has been distributed across streaming platforms. Immediately I called my wife. I said, what's going on? Someone has distributed it. So, but fortunately for us, it hadn't gone too far. My wife was able to
rein it back in. See, this is why you had to get married.
Oh.
See? That's why you had to get married. We're literally on the journey.
Of like
finding out all the reasons why God had to lock you in with her.
So much. And she found a way with the other team, got the guy, and they brought the song down. We uploaded it, and that was it. Boom, all over the world, everywhere. So back to one of your questions as well. Like, we know you for deep, spontaneous worship. This is Afro gospel.
Yeah.
The thing is that there are so many grounds to conquer.
Yeah.
Not everybody listens to this spontaneous worship. And with the same shepherd boy behind the scene had to come face Goliath. The guy wasn't a warrior, but he had to come. There was something that was lacking. There was something he needed to do. So there are different grounds to conquer, and as a soldier, I'm ready to go anywhere. Where do you want me to go, sir? Amen. Let's go and drag them in. When you drag you in, the persona or the person of Victor Thompson doesn't change. And if you follow the thread, you see that even after the Afro gospel, it didn't change my deep worship.
Yeah, no, because you still release those to this day. Even when you're away from Nigeria here, you're still releasing
That's it.
Wow, that's amazing. But do you think with you creating songs like This Year and Carry Me Like Baby. And, you know, when you think about other songs you've written for like the Christian contemporary worship scene, like Dependable God, those, like Dependable God, it's so anchored and rooted into, you know, the characteristics of God and his nature. And then This Year is more of a declaration, and then Carry Me Like Baby, it's more, you know, you submitting everything to God and just saying, you know, okay,
So
I just want a soft life. But people who are not Christians wouldn't necessarily hear Dependable God, or even understand it because they don't know God in such a way. But then they'll hear This Year and not even recognize it as a declaration, and Carry Me Like Baby and not recognize it as, actually, this is for my father, like my father's carrying me, it's not my girlfriend or my boyfriend. How do you think that changes the salvation message, or what do you think it does to the salvation message?
So the thing is, if you listen to it carefully, personally, I tell people the power to change people are not in my hands. You know, I just drop seeds and move on. When I sang the Dependable God medley, shout out to Dr. Tim. The song ministered to me personally, and I think that was even the third time I was singing that song on social media, or the medley. But then this time around, I think God just wanted to permeate the hearts of people and pierce the hearts of people.
Yeah.
At that point, and I dropped my own song, Not Moved, and God wanted to still do what he wanted to do. And with this one, I've seen a lot of people this year, non-Christians, everybody play the song, and you're jamming and vibing to My Baba Too Sure, you know, Fit for Your Hand. I don't need to come and start explaining to you
What it is.
what it is.
Yeah.
Carry Me Like Baby, I don't need to come and start explaining to you, because if you listen to the song, anyone listen to the song, there is nothing that you can tell me, oh, Baba, they think of me, oh, like God is thinking of me. You, they always, they make me happy, taking me higher. Your word, they give me joy. Like your word gives me joy, you know? So I've dropped this.
You actually start off the song saying, if you're listening, if everybody like listen, like I'm about to make an announcement.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're not actually listening, you're missing it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You know, people just think it's a good vibe song or whatever. But
do you know something? Let me shock you. I walked into my wife and I, we walked into a store, a clothing store, and the moment This Year came up, the guy didn't even know I sang This Year. The moment This Year came up, and my wife was like, you know, he sang This Year. The guy started crying. The owner of the store, a big store. The guy started crying. My wife was like, what's going on? What's happening? It's a vibe song, but the guy was like, I want to understand what's going on, that this song broke him.
Wow.
I'm like, how could this song break you? I was in shock.
Yeah.
But then, whatever comes out of us is spirit driven. And whether it's up tempo or slow tempo, we just go and sow seeds.
Yeah.
Sing it. You don't even know you're glorifying God. You don't know you are singing, but sing it wherever you want to sing it, and let the power of God catch you. Let the Spirit of God walk through you. If you could sing clean songs like that, the future of my children is safe.
Yeah, and do you know what? Thank you, because the future of my son is safe. Because do you know, I actually learnt that song through my niece and my son. I didn't even know you sung This Year, so I knew you for all the other stuff, but not for This Year. And one day, my niece was just like, we're at my mom's home, and we were in the kitchen, and she was just like, "Oh, play my favorite song," and I was just like, "What song is that?" And then she just speaks to one of the devices, and then it's this song This Year, and I'm like listening to the lyrics, and I'm just like, "Oh, this is a declaration," like, you know. That's how I listen to the song, because I'm a Christian. So I'm like, this is a declaration. This is a, you know, so I'm listening to the song and I'm just like, who sings this song? And it's you. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's this guy. I'm like, I know it. So then I'm like to my son, you know, the other music I play, it's the same guy. And they're just there like laughing, and it's actually her favorite song. So thank you for that. Thank you for blessing the generation that's to come with music that is clean, and with music that, you know, it has deeper meaning beyond just all the niceties and everything. You're still saying Jesus is the only one that can do that, you know. So I'm blessed because I have Jesus. You know, all these good things are going to follow me because I have Jesus. And that's what, I really pray that, like you said, you sowed the seed, so that people really do grasp those parts of what you're saying. And it's not just about good vibe. And yeah, everything. It is. We love the vibe. We love a good vibe. We love to dance. We love to celebrate. But we always should remember that actually there's no celebration without Jesus. Yeah. We need Christ. And that's where the true celebration comes. That's where the true joy comes. So I'm so glad that just that moment of you, calling everyone like, add this line, that line, it made such a thing. But then, like you said, divinely orchestrated. Yeah. And so we bless God for that. We really do. So I'm guessing it's the same as well with like Carry Me Like a Baby. It's like just you just jamming and it's just happening and you're like, okay, we'll take this one.
And that's it. For Carry Me Like a Baby, it's part of the album, my album. And, that was my first time, or I was new into the Afro
Gospel,
space.
Yeah.
But this album came easier than I thought.
Yeah.
Going back deep into how God brought me, or how God deals with me and my family, were very easy writing.
Yeah.
Very easy. As in, there's a song on my album, Water, like, I see myself through God's eyes. I see myself through your eyes. There isn't me less. Like, I see myself through God's eyes. He doesn't think less of me. Like, it was very easy doing this album. Easier than I thought. But because of the experiences and how God has dealt with me. So there are people like that also might have similar experiences or have experienced God's love that will connect with this. And there are people that are also hungry for God's love.
Yeah.
That will still connect with it.
So how many songs are on the album?
18 songs.
18 songs. 18 All out now or?
Yeah, out now.
Okay, where do we find it?
All DSPs, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Just Victor Thompson, Blessed Album. That's it.
Amazing, amazing. What's next for you? That's literally the next question that I have. So you're still doing deep worship. You're now taking that on the road as well as still doing it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you've just released an album. You've got this amazing testimony and story that you never really share. So what is
the thing is,
what is next? What is God showing you in your next season of life?
Just carry me everywhere. We're taking Jesus everywhere. And that's it. We're not changing the plan. I don't know how the dynamic, because God can be very, very dynamic. I don't know how other things will happen, but we're just consistent in taking Christ everywhere. We'll bring it to your doorstep. Yeah, you don't like deep worship? Yeah? Come and listen to Carry Me Like Baby. So when you are done on that album, you will see deep soaking worship. Because of the persona, because of the person, you're already in love with the person.
Yeah.
God will hit you with the deep worship.
Yeah.
And even with the up tempos, you could still get hit. So it's a total package. You come to my page, you try. If you dare try look for Victor Thompson because you love this year, you will get knocked in.
You'll find everything. You'll find everything else.
So that's the
amazing.
idea.
That's amazing. So you basically just keep God at the core of everything and just keep moving.
Yeah. Keep moving.
Wow. Victor, thank you so much again for inviting me into your home away from home. It's been an amazing time.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
I really enjoyed chatting to you and hearing all these new things about you. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I'm sure, our viewers will be blessed by everything that you've shared. Amen. Thank you so much.
I'm most grateful. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And thank you for having me on your show.
I hope you enjoyed this interview. You can find more inspirational content right here on TBN UK. All you have to do is tap that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you're notified each time TBN UK releases a new video. Thanks for watching. God bless.